Oh, today guys, welcome back to Flashlight Unity. I'm Carol J. I have another video for you today, and this is the part 3 to They Flipped the Matrix Upside Down. Stay tuned. You're going to learn a lot of information, guys. This is very, very important. Start elevating your mind. This is what we all here for. We were put here, we was incarnated here to learn, and it's time we start learning what's what and what's been going on, and see how we can get together and flip some shit back right side up. Here we go. Until the next shot. Welcome back to Flashlight Unity. I'm outside. It's a wonderful day. It is nice and sunny. It is beautiful fall day. Even though it don't feel like fall, I feel like it's summertime, but a cool summer, a cool warm summer. And I'm right by this freeway, and I don't know if you like, I like to look at action. I like to look at motion from other cities, because I'm a traveler. Like, I like to see, like, imagine where everybody is going. So that's why I'm viewing like the freeway and all of these cars. It's like, okay, where is everybody going? We don't know. Yeah, see, that's just it. To me, and my perspective, when I see the going-ons of people in the world today, I just see this. This is what I see. This is the energy that I feel from people. I feel like people are going one way, people are going another way. I don't feel like people are going anywhere in particular. I just feel like people are going one way and people are going another way, and they're doing it really, really fast. Like, they're going really, really fast, and the reason, because they're going so fast, they're not taking the time to enjoy life, nor are they taking the time to find out and start paying attention to what's actually going on. I mean, this freeway or highway here signifies life, the humanity, and how humanity is moving about. Everybody's going really, really fast, and I have to say, here in Texas, people drive extremely fast. Like, I don't even know if you can get an idea of how fast they're going, but they drive extremely fast. And then when I think about it, I'm like, where are y'all going where you have to be in such a rush? Because I think humanity feels as though it's a chase. Like, we have to chase something. Most people are absolutely chasing that dollar, that green with the dead presidents on it from that history that's not ours. Those notes, they're called actual notes. And, they switched it over to dollars, that became the new term for them. But when you think about it, they're actually notes. And I'm going to give you one good tip that I found out about those notes. They're only as valuable as the people who make them say they are. Let's say that again so you can understand. When you talk about dollar bills or the notes, the actual description of them, notes, they are only as valuable of the people who make them say they are. So, to give you an example, if me and you went in the basement and we said, let's make some money. And when we make this money, we're going to tell people how much it's worth. And, and of course, we're going to say it's worth a lot, right? So basically, that's when you think of the dollar bill or the note that's in the U.S. government currency is only as valuable as the people who make it say it is. Now, marinate on that for a minute. But we're going to get into the video. I just got a little sidetracked, because sometimes, in my mind, I have these ideas or these perspectives, and sometimes I have to get them out and share them. And just to maybe impression upon you to understand, maybe you are one of these speeders on this road. Maybe that's you somewhere out there speeding, and where are you going? Where are you going? Because this life was not supposed to be where we just speed through life. It just was not supposed to be like that. Life was supposed to be, once again, I said it before, like the garden. It was supposed to be like everybody's doing their own thing. But because the systematic system of how they flipped the matrix upside down, it put everybody in a frenzy. Everybody is in like a frenzy. They make everybody feel as though they gotta go. And that has been the concept of the United States and the movers and shakers for the longest. And the reality is, this is more of like a city, like an urban city type. When I go to the suburbs, sometimes I have to catch myself because they don't drive fast like this. Now, of course, you're going to have the slight few that will drive fast. But when I go out like suburbia, they don't drive fast like this, you know, and that could be a combination of things. It could be a combination of older people. It could be a combination of like retired people who really don't have, you know, they're not going to a job or anything, or housewives. So there is a combination of things that could take place, but that doesn't mean, I mean, because in the city there's housewives, in the city there's people who's retired, you know what I mean? There's in the city there's people who don't have anywhere to go. So that can't be the totality of why the people in the urban city drive super fast and then the people in the suburbs do not. And from my perspective, I would say there's a point when people learn, you know, when we talk about gathering wisdom, there is a point in this life when we learn that nothing comes when you chase it. Think about it. If you chase something, it feels like it's running away from you. Think about a piece of paper that falls on the ground when the wind is blowing. If that paper falls on the ground and you go to grab it, it seems like it blows away, right? And as soon as you get closer, it feels like it blows away again, right? A dog, think about a dog on a leash. If you let that leash go, that dog's gonna run. And as you get closer to it, the dog is gonna like juke you and run again, you know. And let's go with relationships. If somebody, you know, man, you know, and I'm gonna say men and women, both sexes chase what they want, right? And it's called a chase because that means that the opposite person or the alternate person is resisting in some way, shape, or form. So that's why it's called the chase. So when you get to a certain point and you gather a lot and you start getting a lot of information and wisdom and stuff like that, you recognize that when you chase something, all it's going to do is run further away from you. And when you learn that, you realize that you do not have to chase, which means you do not have to rush. You do not have to be in this anxiety mentality. You do not have to be anxious about this, that, and the other. I mean, because these people, when I tell you they are some kind of treacherous, I mean, they pretty much gangster when it comes to speeding on this highway. When I say you don't have a chance to think, if you coming out of a parking lot or anything, you can't stop for a minute. They're blowing a horn, and in my mind, I'm like, why is everybody so freaking anxious? Why is everybody such in a rush to go nowhere? And guess what? Just like I said in these videos, they're on a loop. They're on that infinity loop. And that infinity loop, guess what it does? It has a straight period, and then it curves around, and then it has another straight period, then it curves back around. But you know, when it's all said and done, all you're really doing is driving real fast around this infinity loop, going nowhere fast because you're still chasing. You know, when you get to that point when you recognize, I don't have to chase anything because I attract, I don't chase. When you understand that you attract, you don't chase, and that's when people will start to slow down, you know. But it's a systematic approach. It's been implemented into the society for people to think that you got to go. Everything got to be a hurry up. Why do you think they set times for you to have to be at work? You have to be at work at this time. And why would you suppose that the time for everybody to be at work is the same? You know, because the standard is 9 to 5, a 9 to 5 job, you know. Why would everybody have to be at work at a 9 to 5? You know, somebody told me at one time why the standard for 9 to 5 is within organization, or just the standard of society, but I forgot what they said. So if you know, leave me a message and let me know. But why do you think that they make the standard 9 to 5? Why would everybody in a certain particular area have to be at work from 9 to 5? You know. And so what's setting those timetables for you to have to be somewhere, it creates an anxiety, and that anxiety causes you to do everything in a rush factor. I mean, just think about it, because I remember when I had to be at work, I had a job one time, I had to be there at 4:15 a.m. And to me, it didn't seem natural, but I did it for many, many years. And the process of me getting up and actually getting ready, prepared to go to this job was just a rush. Like, it was really no thought process. It was like, get up, get ready, take a shower, put my clothes on, find something to eat, throw it in my bag, and I'm out the door. There was absolutely no conscious thought process. There was no time for me to meditate, because for one, I tried to get as much sleep as I could down to the last minute because I had to be there at 4:15. You know, and of course I didn't go to bed early enough to get enough rest. So it was just a rush factor. I was actually on autopilot every day, every morning that I went to this particular position. I was on autopilot, and it felt like a loop. Every morning that I got up, I felt like, and I got to do this again tomorrow. Every morning I got up and I was like, and I got to do this again tomorrow. So I felt like I was in that infinity loop. And then when I get in the car, I'm still driving real fast because, once again, I slept as long as I could. I got up just enough time to take a shower, get dressed, find something to eat, throw it in my bag, and drive. And don't let me not have gotten gas the night before, because wasn't nothing open. So now I got to search around and find gas. It's just more time. See what I'm saying? It's always a time, and everybody feel like time is fleeting from them. We all feel like time is fleeting. If we got to stop somewhere, we got to do something. If plans change, if the plans we made change, or if somebody, if the freeway is backed up or whatever, it's a time thing. People get so frustrated when their perceived plans of time gets changed, gets altered, get in any kind of way, hindered, and it's been designed that way. It's a chaotic system that they created to keep us in this frenzy of, oh, I gotta do it, oh, I gotta go, oh, I gotta get ready, oh, I gotta go to bed, oh, I gotta go, oh, I gotta get there, oh, I gotta go, and it just continues throughout the day. You do it getting up, getting ready, you do it on the road, you do it while you're at work, because you get a time for break, and we already established that the break is nowhere near in comparison to how long hours you work. So for the short time that you are on break, you have to hurry up because you're running out of time. You have to hurry up, scoff down your food, whatever you're going to do. You have to hurry up and do it because they expect you back at a certain amount of time, And so I didn't even mean to go to rant on this, but it just came up, as I was looking, I'm out and about. I love nature, and I see these beautiful trees. Like, it's a whole row of these beautiful trees like this one here, and there's other trees going down the road, and they're just beautiful. So I love nature, and so but I also like to see movement. I do like movement, but it, just the idea, the concept of everybody rushing, speeding through life, just made me want to just talk about it, because I talk about it to myself all the time, because I don't necessarily I have my times when I attempt to go fast, but it's very, 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 very rare. It's very, very rare that I attempt to go like I'm speeding, and I give people time. I let people in. People don't want to even let you into traffic because they feel as though letting you in is going to delay their time. That's selfish. And you get enough people being selfish, it creates an energy. And that selfish energy is emitted out into the universe, out into the world. And people wonder why things are starting to go to shit. That's why. Think about it. We're all connected. So if one person got one selfish energy and you multiply that times like 50,000 that's on the freeway any given time, imagine what that energy feel like. That energy is going to be a big ball of just selfishness. And we all know what selfishness feels like when we come in contact with a selfish person, or a selfish action, or a selfish law, And when I think about selfish laws, that's been the whole foundation for this country. This whole country was built on selfish laws from people, insecure people, I would say, from insecure, egotistical bullyism. I don't even know if bullyism is a word, but I just made it up. Bullyism people who feel as though they should be the only one who receive. They should be the only one who benefit. They should be the only one that prosper. That's selfish. That's selfish. What could possibly have given them that idea that they should be the only one that prosper? What motivates a mind? What motivates minds like that to even attempt to act in such a manner? But we will never know, because I think we pretty much all have a good idea. When you come to steal, kill, and destroy, because that's exactly what they did. They destroyed. They came to steal. They stole the land. They came to destroy, kill, You know, when they kill people's spirits, they kill people's souls, you know, by blocking people. When you block people, you hinder people. You say you can't do this, you can only go down this narrow path. You can't do that, you can only go down this path here. And if you want to switch, it's just one over, but it's the same energy. So you'll be doing the same thing. Yeah, you can't go to college. You can't work here because your hair is a certain kind of way. You can't work here because your skin is the certain kind of color. You can't come through the front door because you are a certain hue. You know, you can't come through the front door, you got to go through the back. You can't have these jobs because these jobs are meant for the other class of people. So you can go in the back and you can work in the kitchen, or you can drive the car, or you can take out the trash. I mean, this is selfish. That when you want to talk about selfish, what I'm talking about here, this flipping the matrix upside down, is the absolute epitome of a selfish act, a selfish energy. And you get it when you got the people who actually started this whole thing from the first act of selfishness. It just compounded. And so think about how many people, you know, back in when they first started, they had colonies. They didn't have a lot of people, you know, but now the people have grown. It's like over 300 million people within the United States. So compound selfishness to over 300 million people and split it in half, because we're not going to say that everybody in the United States, we're not going to say all the people are selfish, so but let's split it in half. We can even do it down, reduce it to a quarter. Well, we know half would be like 150 million people, you know, and so, you know, or 125 million people. And then if we was to break it down, what would that be? What, like 75, 65 million people? That's still a lot of people with a selfish energy. And that's put off in the atmosphere. And when you got this selfish energy and stuff like that, it makes people try to make people think. It's almost like, because when I was young, we had a big family, and when we had snacks or something like that, or candy, something like that, we knew if we didn't get ours while the getting was good, then it was not going to be anymore, because, you know, it was like 6 of us. And, you know, when you have a big family like that, you know you better get while the getting is good, because if you want to try to come get a donut and say, oh, I don't want it right now, I'll get it later, guess what? You're not getting the donut. And when you see a donut, back in my household, you better get that donut right now, because there will be no donuts, you know. And so that's what the mentality, the energy of society is. It's like, okay, well, I gotta get it, you know, I gotta get it, because they taking theirs, they selfish with theirs, I'm gonna be selfish with mine, so I gotta get it. And you know, selfishness, when you think about the last days, I did a video on the last days. When you think about the last days in history, over, you know, of course of time, selfishness is a very much key factor. Selfishness and the greediness for money. And when we talk about greediness, it goes right back to the people who established this shit show, flipping the matrix upside down. There had to be a level of greed to say, we want everything and we don't want to give them nothing. But if we give them something, it's going to be the bare minimum. And you would think after a certain while, you know, they would have had convictions, like their conscience would have said, well, you know what, we done got rich, we got a good amount of money, maybe we should just, you know, share with everybody else, or at least let them in on the knowledge and the wisdom that's true, and let them know that, oh, it was all a hoax and this, that, and the other. You'd think that their consciousness would have told them to say that, but absolutely not. Guess what that conscience told them? Get more, keep your foot on their neck even more, get more money, be more selfish, you know. So the energy, it just grows. This energy just grows, and this energy, it kind of, when it meets people, it just comes up and TKO their asses, you know, because that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the TKO, and I'm doing it in a raw way. I'm trying to give you reality, awareness of the impeding war that's heading to this country, and it's implicit. The people of the United States government that run this country are implicit in the cause of this war. And so that's why I'm trying to give it to you raw. That's why I'm coming to you with these videos, to try to get you an understanding of how this whole string, it's like a thread. You pull a thread, you know, and you start finding out this, and this, and you find out how this country and how the systematic system that's flipped upside down, the matrix, was pulled, how it was woven together, you know. And so guess what? What we need to do now is we need to pull more of those threads of this faulty system, this selfish selfish, greedy system. It's time for us to pull those loose threads and unwind this woven catastrophe that has made so many suffer, that's kept so many behind. Think about your ancestors, your ancestors that came before you. Imagine the life that they had, not even having a hope for any choices or education or being better or living a good life, without, being beaten or without living in a certain demographic. Think about them not even having the option. Well, you have that option right now, and sometimes when those who have much is required. So now that you know what the system has been implemented since the beginning, and how it has infected the entire population, all it does is pass it down, because generation after generation they pass it down, so it becomes law. Well, these people are just that. They are only people. They're only people. They're nothing special. They're nothing special. And when I say nothing special, in comparison to yourselves, they are no better than you, because as a human race, we all was here. Well, all of us wasn't here. Some of us started here. Some of us evolved. I digress. Let me keep going. We're all part of the human race, and that meant that no one was better than the other, but they would have you believe that they are the superior race, in which they are not. And I know it feels like, even if I'm saying it, it feels like I'm making it a race thing, but all I'm doing is I'm actually presenting what they created. I'm presenting what they have established. And if it feels like it's a race thing, then so be it, because it's what they have established. I have no choice, because if I try to sugarfoot and tiptoe around the issue, that they have absolutely established a race difference, a race disparaging based on economics, based on religion, based on history, based on superiority, royalty. I mean, we can go on and on and on. They have absolutely created a huge divide within the hues, the races of people. So you damn right it sounds racist. You damn right I'm gonna talk about the racism and everything that they did in a selfish, demonic manner that serves the purpose to steal, kill, and destroy. They intentionally, to create a system like this, you would have to intentionally sat down, wrote it out, and perceive, foreseeing what the outcome would be. When you create a system, that's just like anything. If you create something or you attempt to do something, you be like, okay, if I do this, then this gonna happen. If I do that, then that's gonna happen. That means that they had to actually sit down in a little group room, whatever, and contemplate, contrive, scheme of the actual plan that they was going to devise to control the population. And this, my friends, is what you see before you. This is what you're living every day. You see these people speeding. Where are they going? It's Sunday. And you see these people speeding. They're flying on the highway. They're going, and if you was to ask them where they're going, some people would say, oh, I'm just going right here to the drugstore. So why are you speeding? Why are you speeding? Why are you going so fast when you don't have a time to notice anything? You don't notice anything. People don't even read signs. People don't even want to open a book. People don't want to notice anything, because society has got them in tunnel vision. We got to wake up out of this tunnel vision. If people don't wake up out of this tunnel vision, that's where they will stay. And now it's been done overtly over the years. It's been kind of done, it's been done covertly. Covertly means they've been doing it in hiding with secret codes, secret messages. Overtly means they've been doing it in your face. So the reality is they've been doing it both ways. It's been covertly/overtly. It's just that when you don't know what to look for of what somebody is doing, how would you know what they're doing? So they was doing it right in plain sight. And because they trained the people to be a certain way, to mind your business, to sit down, shut up, go down that path, don't turn left, don't turn right, nobody's paying attention. Nobody's even thinking to question anything. And that is the downfall of the population. And when I say downfall of the population, that's exactly what I mean. Because how can 4% of the population be the richest of the population, and the other The other what, 76%? Over 70% of the population be struggling, working check to check, not knowing what, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Kids not able to go and get a better education in impoverished areas where they don't put any money into those communities. How can that be? Look around at your surroundings. Where do you sit on this spectrum? Where do you sit? And if you don't see nothing wrong with that, then you can turn the video off. This video ain't for you. This video is for people who look around and say, wait a minute, they done flipped something. I've been in a system, I've been in a matrix system that they done flipped all along. None of this shit is true. That's the people I'm talking to. That's the people that I want to look at this video and say, wait a minute, it's time that I open my eyes, slow down, and start getting more information. That's it. That's the bottom line, guys, because when it comes from education, religion, history, daily life, they got it all. They had it all plotted out, and it's still in effect today. So if you want to stay in this matrix, if you're finding this matrix rushing, your whole day is rushing, you can't do nothing you want to do. You rush into a job that don't even support all of your bills. You rushing back home so you can get back home just to be just tired enough to do one thing, and then you have to go to bed to get back up and rush back to that job that don't pay all your bills. If that's okay with you, then hey, keep going as you were. But for the ones who want to wake up, who want to discover something, who want to learn something, who want to be free, because when you have knowledge and you have wisdom, that's power when it's applied effectively. But as long as you don't use it, as long as you sit back and you be sheep and you follow the crowd, because that's what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is following the crowd. Nobody else is making any noise. Nobody else wants to know any information. Then that's where you will be, and that's where you will die. That's how you will die. Maybe it may get worse, because if you allowing them to do what they've done thus far and they keep on going, they only gonna think of worse things to do to the population, unless people start waking up and calling them on their bullshit. Wake up, people. We got to wake up. We cannot continue to sit around and let powers to be, who are just people like us, they are no better than us. They just got the information first. As long as we sit and allow them to do what they do and say, oh, well, they are corrupt, then they're going to keep being corrupt, and you're going to keep being at the bottom where you are, robbing Peter to pay Paul, rushing just like they are on this highway right here. Just like they are. And let me see what other notes I got, because I didn't mean for this video to be long. This is not even the direction I wanted the video to go in, but it just happened that way because I'm looking at all these cars speeding, and I know how it is when they on the road, when I'm on the road, and they like, oh, hurry up. I mean, they literally ride past me, and I might be doing 85, 87. They ride past me like, why you not doing 100? I mean, for real. Let me see what other notes I have. Yeah, so I'm getting ready to end this video. You know, when we talk about, well, the one last thing I want to say is, like, you know, there's so many systematic things that they done put in place, and it's all attached. Everything is attached. Everything is connected, from the government to the politicians to the police officers to the local jurisdictions to the courthouses. And you know, that's very important for you to understand, because remember when I said that they would, the guy who commissioned all those prisons to be built, and the guy said, well, why are you commissioning all these prisons when you don't have any prisoners? These are the type of systems that I'm talking about. When you are a sheep and they consider you as weak, when they consider you as deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid, they feel as though they can trick you, like they can mentally trick you into doing whatever they want you to do. Why would somebody build a prison? Why would somebody build a prison with no prisoners and then make the statement, oh, don't worry about it, I'm going to make sure I fill these prisons up? You know, I watched a documentary one time, and it was about rap. It was about rappers. And it was a rapper who was in the dark. He didn't want his face to be seen, but he said that he was invited to a house with other rappers. And whoever the powers to be that was in that house told them that they rap need to change from being like educational rap to more thuggish rap, talking about robbing, murders, and this, that, and the other. They commissioned them. They wanted to pay them to change their rapping style to be more like murderous, you know, like man on man, like I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna kill you, you ain't nothing, you know, this, that, and the other. And I ain't lying, I can't be lying, because there was a period in time when rap had an educational component to it. Now, you know, and in the past, there somehow it turned into gangster rap. You know, where do you think gangster rap come from? You know what I mean? So there was a commission. It was planned. The same person who built that prison, I'm gonna say the same energy that built that prison, commissioned or paid off certain rappers to change their rapping style to be more of a gangster style. And so if you are a rapper and you are rapping and you got a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, whatever, coming up behind you, and they're listening to your rap and they hear you talking about gang banging and gangster type stuff, of course you're going to influence them. Here we go. Now the cycle begins. Now this energy is starting to fill up his prisons, because guess what he's gonna do? The minute they commit those crimes that these rappers are talking about, they're gonna stand before a judge who judges them, and and the guy already know he gotta fill up these prisons, so he probably had a backdoor talk with the judge to say, I need him to be in there for such and such, because every year or every month he's in there, I get so much money per prisoner. You see how the system is connected. You see how you got a lot of people who don't deserve to be in prison. A lot of people of certain hues, black and brown people. But it's a system, guys. We got to wake up and recognize what's been going on. I mean, everybody see it, but nobody wants to challenge it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody see it as the way it is. When do we say, okay, we want things to change? Every civilization, every generation is going to have to stand up and fight back against what's being done. We can go back to civil rights. Think about back to civil rights. And this is for all shades. This is for white, brown, black, whatever. Everybody know what happened in the civil rights. Had they not stood up, band together, and fought, then things would be a lot different for the black and brown hues, and even some of the white hues. Because let's face it, all of them not on the same level either. You know, so every civilization, every generation of people, there's going to be a time when they're going to have to revolt. They're going to have to stand up, come together, start reading some books, start talking, and start formulating a plan to balance things out. Right now, they're not balanced, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So I don't know, guys. I'm coming to you raw. I'm trying to TKO your asses so you can wake up and see. I'm giving you all the things. I've done a lot of the research for you to open your eyes and say, wait a minute, I think I should learn more. And you know what? While I go learn more, let me get my cousin Mookie. You know, let me get my boy Tim. Let me get my girl Tiffany. Let me bring some more people with me. As I learn more, as we learn more collectively, we get stronger. When you have knowledge, it's power. But as long as you stay around in this sleep and slumber on TikTok, on social media, which right where they want you to be, you're gonna stay in the position you have. You're gonna keep the mentality you have. And let's face it, the information that's in your head right now, if you never fill it with any more information, your head, your brain, your mind is only gonna keep recirculating that same information that's in your head. And for some, that's not a lot. For some, it may be a little bit more. But everybody has the choice to fill their head with more information. Because if you don't, you're going to keep circulating that empty little space of information that you have right now. It's not nothing else going to go in there. You have to put it in there intentionally. You cannot assume and think that things are going to change with that little bit of information that you got in your head. So whenever you're ready, it's time, guys. We got to wake up, we got to rise up, and we got to take back our power. And I think I'm done with this video. I think I went over all my notes. I don't think I have anything else to say. And I mean, because I think I said enough. I don't know how more clear I can be. I just gave you a whole system that you residing in right now. A whole system that you probably been living all your life. And this is just only the tip of the iceberg of the system. I mean, it go deep. It's like system after system. When I say it's all connected, it's all connected. You know, but it's up to you to find out more. It's up to you to get curious. It's up to you to want to have more swirling around in your head. You know how they say rock head, you know, or marbles in your head. Marbles can only jiggle around your head when there's a lot of space in there. You have to decide, do you want these marbles to keep jiggling around in your head, or do you want to fill your head with some wisdom, with some knowledge, with some fighting power, where you can get the things that you absolutely deserve, the things that you deserve, that they stole from you by suppressing you, by creating systems that suppress you, that dumb you down. You know what? I digress. I'm gonna leave it right here, guys, because this video done went way past what I wanted to say, and I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but think about it. Marinate on that. And I'm going to say we got to get over before we go under. And pretty much we've been under for the majority of the time. Don't you want to come from being under? Don't you want to come from being under? Now's the time. We got to get over before we go even further under. And I'll say Ochite, guys, until the next video.